Welcome back, adventurers, to Makeup and Yap, where me, Bog, goes through and I do my makeup and we talk. And just talk about whatever I can think of. We've recently been talking more about my disabilities, and I thought today I would go through and talk a little bit about what a day in the life, like a day, like one of my days looks like when it comes to my disabilities. So that is what we're going to talk about today. So I have already put my primer on. Primer is on. So we are going to put on my foundation. And you'll have to excuse me, I had physical therapy this morning, so I'm a little wishy-washy. So what does my morning look like? Like, I would love to say, oh, I get up and I do coffee and I do my meds right away, which, you know, I don't. And I do all these awesome things, but if you're here and you have listened to any of my previous videos, or you have been in my streams, or if you're disabled yourself, you know that's not the case. So typically my morning starts out with me waking up with or without pain. It varies. Lately there's been a lot more pain when I wake up, and I'm hoping it's just my bed and not worsening symptoms. Let's just hope it's my bed. And then I get up, you know, after laying in bed for a little bit, checking my phone, checking my notifications. I tend to have a lot, especially if Bogman's already at work, if it's not a day off. I'll listen to what messages he sent me while he was driving to work and respond to those. Sometimes I talk to my sister first thing in the morning when she's driving to work. But like if it's a school day for the kiddos, I make sure that they're up, that they've eaten, that they've taken meds, and everything. You know, I use the, you know, I go to the bathroom, and, you know, I'm moving very slowly. Like I like to say my mornings are like not really that interesting. Honestly, my days aren't that interesting. I move very slowly in the mornings. I'm just not full of energy. I'm stiff, I'm in pain, it hurts to walk, like just the few feet, like it's not very far. I want to say 15-20 feet to the bathroom. Is very painful. It is a very painful walk for me. Sometimes I'm really wobbly and I have to grab a hold to the wall to make sure I don't fall. You know, thankfully I have bars in my bathroom so that if I was to fall, I could grab a hold of those. But like, once I'm done doing that, I tend to sit on the couch and just wake up. Try to be a little bit more awake. On school days, there's not a whole lot of time to do that. Because like I said, I'm making sure my kids are ready for school, that they've brushed their hair, they brushed their teeth, that they're dressed, that they've done meds, that they've eaten something. which they're old enough to get up by themselves for school and take care of all this stuff anyway. But I still go through the list with them to make sure that they've done everything. Which is really just me going and say, have you done this? Have you done that? And most of the time it's a yes. And then, get the kids off to school, which is really just getting back up, walking them to the door, and, being like, okay, love you guys, make sure they have their shoes on. Shoes, jackets, backpacks, and then they're out the door. If it's not a school day, I'm literally on the couch and I don't move. You guys are probably like, well, why not give you all this? Move a little bit on the days the kids go to school. Well, yeah, well, I'm in pain while I'm doing that. And on non-school days, I'm sitting there and I'm trying to wake up and I'm trying to mitigate the pain and get back down to an acceptable level. And I may or may not have coffee, depending on if I think getting back up and dealing with pain is, something that I want to deal with. If it's something that I can ignore. If it's a day that I think I can ignore the pain and the fatigue from just walking, because just walking, I get extremely fatigued. But if it's something that I can ignore, if I feel like it's a day that I can, do it fast enough without the risk of falling, then, I get up, make me some coffee, make me some breakfast. If not, I stay on the couch. And I can tell you right now, more often than not, it's a stay on the couch day. When Bogman is home, he will make me my coffee if I ask. Sometimes he'll do it even without me asking, which is cool, which is nice. And just sometimes he forgets too, because he's making coffee too, and he'll make breakfast for us. But it's a lot, like standing up, setting up to cook breakfast or to make coffee, even though it's only a couple of minutes, can cause my back to pinch up and my legs to start numbing up and just pain. Like, I don't know how else to describe it other than it hurts. And it's difficult, on a good day, I can get up, go to the bathroom, immediately do my coffee, breakfast, walk the dog, and do all of this before having to sit down. But even then, on a good day, I can only last for about 15 minutes before my back locks up. On a bad day, it's I immediately move to the couch. And there is no moving. There's a lot of Freya, wait, or just a minute. While I work up the courage to go walk her outside if it's just me by myself at the house. And I say courage because it's a lot to walk on the bad days. There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of stiffness, there's a lot of wobbliness, there's a lot of uncertainty of if I'm going to fall or not. And that's not touching on the fatigue that all of this causes. That's just touching on pain. I forgot my nose. So, I spent a lot of my day doom scrolling. I'll admit. I do a lot of doom scrolling. But I've also started getting more active into content creation. And I've gotten more active in the Twitch community and in a couple Discord communities. And that's helped a lot because when most of your day is, oh my God, am I going to fall? You don't go anywhere, and it kind of creates a sense of agoraphobia. So you self-isolate, and you don't really know anyone. And so these online communities have come into really, been really helpful to me. To where I've met people, I've made connections, I've made friends, and it's really nice. And I know just watching other disabled creators, them talk and everything, that they feel the same way. Our online communities are something that have made it where we don't feel like we're as isolated. Now, I will freely admit, there are times that I completely forget I'm disabled. And I know you're probably sitting on the other end of the screen going, oh my God, Bog, how the hell do you forget you're disabled? You just finished talking about how just walking not only is painful, but exhausts you. Well, you deal with this so much that you start to compartmentalize it. So you lock it away in little boxes in your head. And you try to ignore it as much as possible, or at least I do, to where you can at least get through your day for somewhat. And it doesn't help that I also had a brain injury a few years back that affects my memory. So I can forget things very easily, and being disabled is one of those things where I'll be like, oh, I'm fine, I can go do this thing, like completely rearrange my streaming setup, get a spurt of energy, back to that being dynamically disabled thing I was talking about in one of my other videos, and be able to do things. And then remember halfway through, oh no, I'm disabled and I just started this long project. I don't think I can finish this. And then you're stuck in the middle of a mess. What do you do now? You have partially moved things. You have a mess all around you. And you're stuck. Like, you're home alone. Your significant other is at work. Your kids are at school. Like, your in real life person friends are either disabled or both disabled, and you don't want to bother them. And even the one that, one of the ones that likes to visit often also happens to be over an hour away. So it's not like she can drop everything and come help you. So it's either you leave everything a mess or you persevere and you push through, knowing that doing so, you're going to be hurt in some way. Either through pain, exhaustion, both, or actually seriously injuring yourself. But there's such a mess that if you leave it, it's going to be not worth the hassle and the stress that it's going to cause in the household later that day. Which was the situation I was stuck in last week. Last Tuesday, I think it was. Last Tuesday or Wednesday, one of the days. Wednesday, it was. Because it was my birthday. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. So I did. And yeah, I had to take frequent breaks to conserve my energy. When I say frequent, I mean like every couple of minutes I had to go sit down. And this was just so that I knew that I would be okay. Still not sure how I moved the heavy things. I haven't figured that out. I'm thinking adrenaline helped, because that's the only thing that makes sense, honestly, was adrenaline. And when my kids got home, I had them help me pick up the things that I couldn't completely get up, because there was no way I'd be able to get down on the floor. And I was doing the best I could, sitting in my office chair. So, got it all cleaned up. It just took several hours and would not have been as fast if, it was someone else. And that is something that I have had to come to terms with being disabled. That projects are not going to be anywhere near as fast as they would be if it was an able-bodied person doing them. And that's okay. I'm allowed to move at my own pace, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you are too. You are allowed to move at your own pace. There's nothing wrong with moving at your own pace to get something done. And I'm not talking just about a project, it's college, life, goals, what have you. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I know all this is going to be covered up with eyeshadow in a bit, but alright. I'm going to do a little bit of a different pattern today with the blush. So after I did all that and got it all cleaned, I sat on the couch and was just wiped. There was just no energy. And I spent the next several days with such low energy that all I really could do was sleep and sit on the couch. Like, even taking a nap, I would lay down and I would pass out for 3 hours straight. And I could have slept longer, but Bogman would wake me up and be like, come on, let's get up. You don't need to sleep all day. So and even now, I'm still really tired, really fatigued, and it's been almost a week. Like, it's been almost a week since I did that, and I'm still feeling it. Still could just go lay down and sleep and just be like, whatever to everything. Alright, I got that done. I'm gonna do some setting spray. Let that dry. I can't believe it's already time to do my eyes. It took me less than 30 minutes to do the main makeup. Need to find my eyebrow brush. So what do I use on a daily basis to make my life more accessible? It's actually kind of a hard question because I've made things in my life accessible without really realizing I've made them accessible. So yeah. So obviously I have a cane, since I do have mobility issues. So if I'm leaving the house, I typically have a cane with me. If I'm going into a grocery store, I don't always bring it out of the car because I can walk those few feet to a cart, and I use the cart as a mobility aid. I also do have a rollator, which is kind of like a walker that I have for those longer trips where I won't have something as easy to hold on to, where a cane just won't cut it. Same with a wheelchair. For those trips where I just won't be able to stand and we plan on being there for a while. So like if we were planning a trip to like the museum or or like a really big park or something like that, I'd probably use the rollator or the wheelchair. I do have a couple different canes. I have a really pretty purple one that a friend got me for my birthday that I absolutely adore. It's made of a really nice wood. I have a metal one that is covered in flowers. That was my first cane that I cut a couple years ago. And then, like I said, the rollator and the wheelchair. Is that doing a different color? I can't tell. Is this color or shadow? I do have a Kindle Scribe, which I count as an accessibility device because it's for reading. I get migraines when I read, as well as I have a difficulty with retaining information and being able to focus on reading. So I use several different settings in the Kindle app and the Kindle device itself when I'm wanting to read, and then the Kindle device has no screen glare, so I'm able to read with it without worrying about it triggering migraines, as well as take notes on what I'm reading, which comes in handy. There are some settings on the Apple iPhone that I automatically have put on, like bigger font, like text size, just so I can see easier. I have this, I forget what it's called, but it's in Apple accessibility settings, where when I go to text, a little box pops up in a different font to where I can see a little bit better what I'm texting, and it makes it easier for me to text that way. It's a little cumbersome sometimes, but I'm not having to squint as much as what I'm texting in apps, which I like. It's really nice and makes texting not as bothersome. I'm trying to do orange and yellow, but I can't really see the orange all that much. Darker with it. I did order a new accessibility device that is going to help me with putting on my foundation. My arms do get really tired. I have to brace them up against my body when I am applying eyeshadow when I'm applying my foundation. I try to brace my arms up against my body as much as possible because they get fatigued very quickly. And when I say quickly, I mean like as of right now, they are very sore. And yeah, I see all that orange. I have a little mirror off to the side, so I'm checking everything. So when that comes in, I will show off what it does, and we'll see like how I like it, if it works well or not. Just wait for all that to dry so I can go back through and reapply the blush around there. If you guys have any tips on what it is that other people put down through this area to help that not happen as much, I am all ears. We know I like my blush. Just go put it in. Probably should start doing my blush last. Do some setting spray on my eyes. So, some things that you guys wouldn't realize that are unexpected challenges would be like doing really simple things, like dishes. Like even the act of like loading a dishwasher, all that bending is painful. Just standing there is painful. And like I said earlier, like making my coffee, and I use a Keurig. So it's just like boop, put the K-pot in, push a button, and it's very not, yeah. It's just little things like that. And, you know, like even doing my makeup. I'm gonna be exhausted after this video, and that's not getting into editing the video. Just the act of putting on my makeup, filming, is exhausting. But I do it because I like doing my makeup, and I like posting it. I think people need to know more about disabilities, that disabilities look different. That disabilities come in many different forms. And and that dynamic disabilities do exist and that they're a pain in the butt. And I want to talk more about them. And I figured, why not while doing my makeup and ignoring my own dynamic disabilities while doing my makeup is like the perfect thing for me to do while doing them. And I got me some black mascara because, don't get me wrong, I like my blue mascara, but I've been missing my black. So I got me some black mascara. And I found my favorite eyeliner again, which is NYX eyeliner. Just look at that. It's just beautiful. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, so I'm gonna do my eyeliner right quick, and which I'm gonna do off screen because I do have to be able to look up close, and I can't really do that with the camera. So I'm gonna do that off screen, and then I will be back. Okay, eyeliner's a bit chunky this time, but I went a little carried away because I like chunky eyeliner, which is fine. Nothing wrong with chunky eyeliner. Put the little freckles. Which I guess we're also going a little bit carried away with today. Today will just be known as Carried Away Day. Alright, do my mascara. Which I hope is working. So, I told you guys how I start my day. Now, how do I end my day? Honestly, it's much the same way, like, just opposite. Don't worry, lips aren't gonna be this pink. Go to the bathroom, get my stuff ready, if I was working on a project, put up my project stuff as best as I can, and go to bed. I don't really have a wind down process, probably should, because I heard it helps with shutting the brain down for the night, which, let's be honest, I kind of need. Yes, that just got in my eye. Worst part is like trying not to breathe while doing this. Like, yes, you need to breathe, but like, it's hard to breathe and like concentrate at the same time. I don't know, we're just kind of playing around with makeup today, so, you know, not really sure what I am doing. I don't think I can salvage those eyelashes. Let's see what it looks like after I take my hair down and go and do pictures. The makeup under the lights with the hair down. Guess I was going for a cosplay look this time. I don't have any cosplay outfits to put together right now, but yes, it was kind of cute. I don't know, I might do this for one of the bog looks later on. I'm trying to come up with a more cohesive like theme for each makeup and yap, so we'll see what next week's theme will be. I can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning in and sitting with me while we did my makeup. I'll see you next week. Bye.